Morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Hopefully you all had a great weekend, nice and relaxed. Coming to the charts feeling fresh, not hungover, I hope, and enjoyed your time off. All right, so as always, we're going to start on the daily. I don't know why some of these have changed. We're going to start on the daily and build out trade thesis. Remember, we had a shortened week last week. We have a no trade, no news day today. And we have lots of stuff coming later in the week to be aware of, mainly the tariffs coming in on the 9th. Okay, so on the daily, what do we have? Well, right now we have an inside bar. All right. Inside bar on this Monday versus this Thursday range. Ignoring Friday doesn't exist on the daily. So we are inside here. All right, and we know above here on Thursday we have trap buyers up top right now. So all the time we defend as sellers, if we keep defending this level of supply, there's potential for a rotation back down towards Thursday's low. If we let go of Thursday's low, then we're going to revisit previous low of week. So this is a possible trade thesis, as is this. All right, but all the time we're inside Thursday, we expect some choppy action, don't we? Fairly standard procedure here when you trade with me. Inside bars equal choppy action. Moving over to the higher time frame charts, and just draw your eyes down to here, all right, into these levels. You can see this old high so far, old resistance, RBS. God, that was hard to draw. Holding up. So every time we're dipping into this so far, we're doing this. But it's potential. It has potential if we reject these trap buyers from Thursday for a deeper move, maybe down to sort of 770s. And if it lets go of that, an even deeper move down into 600s. All right, so that's one thing I'm looking at. For buyers, although there's potential for dip here, I don't really like it, to be honest. I'd almost rather wait for this move. The reason being, again, the trap volume. If we put SVP on, you'll probably see what I'm talking about. All right, right here, this day here, this is trapped buyers. So I'd say the edge of this is right here where we came up into 23,000 or just above 23,000. We keep building out this potential bear flag down here versus 23,000 and just over, definitely versus point of control 23,065. If we keep rejecting that every time we're coming up and more buyers get involved, we might get a snap and break. So if we take that, I'll be looking for a short partial here, retest, partial here, probably done. Most of my risk will be off here unless there's a clear break and retest to go lower. All right, so that's the one thing I'm looking for. If we're going to reclaim it, obviously we're going to do one of these then. All right, you can see the same thing up here. If we think about what Asia and London have done, they've just consolidated. All right, here is your Thursday bar. Here is Friday, which was a non-eventer because it was a public holiday. We've pushed up overnight and we've gone sideways. All right, so there's Asia, and there's London inside Asia, and there's New York inside Asia so far. Nothing's changed. We're boxed in. Again, consolidation, we expect choppy action. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Keep it simple this morning. Same thing, low time frame. You can just see exactly the same levels. It's going to play ball. Right, this is Thursday's VWAP, which I've left on. You can see our price on Friday, once we got stuck under Thursday's VWAP, we started to wash down. We're into RBS. We trade up to Thursday's VWAP. We trade away from it. We test Thursday's VWAP. We trade away from it. All right, these are your pinpoints. There's your box. Okay, so you can trade edge to edge if you want to trade range. You can trade expansion. You can trade failed breakouts. You can trade expansion. You can trade failed breakouts. All right, edge to edge today. One thing I want to note is the VIX. All right, just went over this with my team. VIX, those of you who've been following the last few weeks, I said we're waiting to see how we act at 17. I don't know why I can't keep my levels from the other chart. How we act here. There's your 1750s, which we've finally broken out of. All right, so if we're going to keep holding bids versus 1750-ish, Right, if we build this to go higher, obviously in the QQQ and SPY, we'd expect downside pressure. Right, if we get stuck back under here, then we're just going to continue to range out. So this is what I'm watching. If 1750 holds, potential for a move higher will cause downside pressure in the market. Very, very possible. Spiders and QQQ look pretty much the same. Right, they're just dancing between key levels. Right, I don't know if that's a genuine print there this morning. I'm not too sure, but that is your RBS level, if we come back to it, for SPY, with us stuck, leaving buyers trapped up here. Same story as we just went over. If we think about QQQ, which I'm on the right chart, exactly the same story. Here's your RBS level. We'll start at 1552.80, down into sort of 52 flat. All right. If they keep holding this, there's a range rotation like this versus this up here. If they build a flag and let go of this, you'd be partial into here. And if they snap this, continuation. Let's go through the mag quickly. All right, Apple here, inside day trading towards previous day low. Microsoft, inside day holding up at its high so far. It's very, very strong. 500 key level. You can see it right there from last week. Amazon had a breakout pre-market, pulling back. We're building out potentially sort of a cup and handle might need to happen now. All right, potentially one of these on Amazon. So you've got a mixed bag here. Google stuck underneath. This is very much like the QQQ and SPY. All right, stuck underneath. If it rejects that, comes down. If it reclaims that, it can squeeze higher. Mixed bag here on the mag. Meta, weaker, but basing out. All right, you can see into a key level here, Meta starting to base after a breakout, pullback. This is possible. This is possible. You just have to be patient here. And I wouldn't be trading at this location. Specifically on Meta, Nvidia, same story, broke out last week, pulling back. If it can just consolidate, 57s, 56s got a chance to go higher. If it lets go of that, then there's a rotation down to low 50s. Tesla getting slapped, right? So the news over the weekend was that Elon is starting a new party, which means his eyes are going to be off Tesla and Trump's probably going to hammer him. So there's the rotation back down towards these lows, okay? And these are lows. This is a big pivot higher time frame, by the way, folks. You need to have a look at this. This area here is a buying zone higher time frame. If they let go of that, you'll get more sell pressure, but there might want to come and revisit down here. We will have to see. There has been pressure in the chip names this morning as well. All right, so that's probably why we're getting a bit of a sell here on Nvidia. Yeah, we are back down towards previous day low. So I want to see if that sell pressure seeps over into the rest of the mag. At the moment, we're at a bit of a mixed bag in terms of how they're going to open up. Some are opening up green, some red, some just inside range. So no need to like force anything out the gate here this morning. Plenty of time in a no news day. Just having a check on my other screens. Yeah, pretty much everything opening in range. Let's get through some good mornings here. Good morning, Exister, Aaron, ERF, Marek, Jesse, Jeff, Toby, Coop, Ryan, Leron, Chris, Thumper, Raphael, Peter, Clint, Mike, Richard, BU, Brandon, Gatney, Myron, Greg. Good morning, everyone. It's a little bit bigger for you. There we go. As a reminder, morning, John Lucan, morning, Lyndall, morning, Arturo. As a reminder, there are still some sales on. What is on? You can get right now, new trade partner, you'll see it underneath. It's rotating underneath. You can use trade day right now for $59 all in. Cheapest one on the market so far. Or if you want a account without trading drawdown, $99. There is still a sale on at Tradeify. So Tradeify, 50% off if it's or in this sale, your first account purchase in this sale, 50% off. After that, I think it's 35% off. Again, you can use FZT for both of those. Apex remains 50% off. I wish I could buy more Apex accounts, but I'm stuck under review for live. How long have you been under review, Exister? If there's a problem there and it lasts too long, shoot me an email and I will get in touch with them for you. Right, I'm just going to grab a water and stick a pot of coffee on. About 2 months yet. Shoot me an email, or you can go on my website, and if you don't have my email, and just drop me a note there, and I'll get them to look at it for you. All right, I'm going to grab a drink, and I'll be right back. All right. How long we got? 3 minutes. Nice and patient at the open. Looks like we're going to open up in this potential RBS level. So I'm not in a rush here. Opening up inside Globex. Finding a bit of a bid here. We do have a trend line, which has sort of been operating my line from sort of down here the last few sessions. All right, so they're still sort of holding this for now. It's just a little rough one, but that's roughly where we're at, around and about. You can see lots of signals firing because we're in range. So just I want to be careful, given that the higher time frame can still move higher, but I think there is a chance for a bigger sell pressure day. It might not be today. We might need to build an inside bar first before we have more pressure outside. Yeah, please shoot me a message. I will get in touch with them for you. Let's have a quick look at the book, see if there's anything interesting on there. Not really. Biggest orders right now, 22,985 lot down there. There's a bit of buying under that 850, 800. Not too much up north right now, so maybe we drift lower, which is what I want to see happen. I really want to see, I would love to see a push this morning get sold into. For me, is what's going to make it the easiest. If this is a push this morning that's sold into. Nice and patient here. Market about to open up in 15 seconds. Not in a hurry. Monday morning. Let it set its range for the week. We go from there. All right, here's your open. Here's your drive. VWAP coming up. ES opening up just above its VWAP. SPY reclaiming it, QQQ underneath it, trading into it. And a complete mixed bag in the mag here. So Tesla almost 7% down. Nvidia 0.5%. Meta 1/3% down. Google over 0.5% down. Microsoft 1/4% down. Amazon flat, and Apple 0.42% up. All right, so complete mixed bag. I want to let this settle. We're driving towards Globex already. So off the trend line, off the demand block, which is why I didn't want to get short here. I want to see if we push up and start to fail, or if we start to reclaim some of these key levels. Put another block in here. This is sort of interesting area up here. And just let it settle down, really. First day back after a bank holiday. Apple with a big drive this morning, 1% up. Relative strength in this market. Everything else looking pretty weak. So there you go. That's what I was talking about this morning. I want to see if a big drive up gets sold into, and we can just let this settle down. Not in a rush here to execute. Move this so we get that New York open. There it is. Just doing a dance backwards and forwards so far this morning, as expected. Inside, remember we're opening inside previous range, inside Globex as well. Absolutely everything is inside right now. Going to require a lot of patience. There might be no setup today here, unless you're a range rotational trader. It's possible that we just dance. Let's see. There's your New York Open. Do they bid off this New York Open, or do they let it go? Some bids here at 940, trying to absorb. There's sellers at 990 right now. Apple now 1.24% up. This thing's driving higher. Rest of the market in a bleed. There's the New York Open test again. Yes, just dancing around 6,300 right now. Still on top of its view up. SPY letting go of its view up. QQQ under its view up. Apple starting to sell a bit here. Already giving 0.5% up already. There might be a flush in this market coming up here, folks. If they start to rotate. There's your New York starting to let go. Still on that trend line so far. If they start to snap this, if Apple starts to sell aggressively, if the market starts to bleed, we'll move down into this rotation. Into a higher time frame algo. Key levels here. Do we start to sell from this point? Starting to enter a short for a breakdown. Beautiful. Stop into the money. Looking for rotation lower. Nice. Here we go. So watching to see if we come into 908s, 900s. We have 900 on book. There we go. Fantastic. So next level, if we're going to get there, is sort of into 860s. So we're letting go of that first demand block. Wanted to see if we rotate down into here now. We can just move this down sort of like this. Beautiful. Beautiful. So a pop that failed this morning, exactly what we talked about pre-market. Some orders on the book here. Apple getting slapped 1% off that high. We've now taken Globex lows, just be aware of that. So we're watching this 5-day moving average, 885, if we can get a runner into there. Otherwise, I'll stop out on the rest, which is absolutely fine. Don't want to see a recovery here of New York or this low here. So if we start recovering this, I will just stop out on the runner, which looks like might happen, which is fine. All right, stopping out here, can always re-enter. Giving back quite a lot there, actually, about 30 points, but it's all right. That's why we have runners, just in case. Can always get back in. Can always get back in. Just going to take some of these accounts off, which I don't want to trade now after locking in money. I am trading some evals at the moment as well. What do I trade as my lead? That one. All right, ES still stuck at its view up. Still think there's a chance for this to move lower. Apple now going green to red, folks. Apple going green to red. Still think there is a chance for this to move lower here. Watching this New York level. Yes, right at its VWAP. If it starts letting go of VWAP, we might look good. VIX is still basing over that 1750 that we talked about. It's looking good so far. So all the time it's holding that. There's potential sell pressure in this market. Looking to see if they build out a bear flag here, sort of versus New York Open. If they start reclaiming New York Open and the VWAP, then I'll be risk off. Won't be thinking about that short any longer. I see Amazon starting to close its gap. There's a chance Amazon might go red to green here as well. So watching that closely. Comes a test of New York. SPY testing its VWAP while we are testing New York. QQQ also testing its VWAP right now. If we reclaim New York and VWAP, not really interested in the shorts. We have just really taken out all of Globex. So if we want to go from one side of Globex to the other, it's possible. It can trade if it's just going to rotate up to 23,000 now. Apple going red to green. Amazon going red to green. Microsoft not too far away. Tesla getting thumped this morning. So we had that short, covered into those lows. Tried to let a runner work. There was no more extension. Stopping out break even. Now just waiting. No, I'm good. Thank you, love. Range is tight here this morning. Again, I still think there's a chance to go deeper here in this market. It just might not want to do it today. It might need an inside bar day, especially with no news really. Well, we're back underneath VWAP, back underneath the New York Open. The question is, does SPY want to play ball here? Relative strength so far, trading above its VWAP in the SPY versus the QQQ. Market going back red again. All the Mag 7 has just gone red again. So we're just doing a dance here this morning. If there's follow through, then we're going to have more downside action. If they've trapped enough after sweeping Globex, then we're just going to dance inside this range. I'd like to see more downside action. I think it's an easier trade. Buyer on this book down at 22.90. So if they're going to build this flag out and extend it lower, we can play into today's lows. But really just watching SPY here because it's still holding on. Might get an extension here if they're ready. Here we go. So in small size here, see if we can get a little bit of a wash. Is there any room? Can we get back underneath this low here? Here we go. Beautiful. Can we start expanding a little bit? Being proactive. Again, SPY still holding its VWAP. That's the danger here. We're going to need the spiders to let go of their VWAPs. We're going to need the ES to let go of its VWAP. Gosh. If it reclaims New York, I'll take this off. Yeah, I mean, maybe, but we're still holding an RBS level on the Qs. It'd be nice if we did that move, Raphael, but again, we've got relative strength here in ES, and it's holding stuff up. Sorry, team. That cough is starting to get very annoying. That stop out, break even. Please come and take me out. Yep. Got delayed data here. Just noticed that. Let's give this a reset. Why is that then? Can I come back online here, Ninja? There we go. Thanks, BU. I'll give that a go. It's just like the remnants of COVID. I can still feel it in my lungs. All right. VIX trading downside here, coming back into that 50s level. All right. Remember, those 50s, we want to see 50s hold as an RBS level on the VIX if we're going to consider more downside price in this market. Not a whole lot to do here, folks. We've got one scalp, break even, second scalp, now just flat and waiting. Bit of a W pattern here forming this morning. You've got a higher low here, but we haven't taken this pivot out. So just trapping both sides. Again, we expect chop today with an inside bar, remember. Yes, Richard. All I see is Alex. Did you ask something? Whatever you said above, for some reason, has been restricted. I can't read it. So let me know if you've got a question. Almost at that opening range. 90 seconds left. Trading stuck between VWAP right now and the New York Open. Is there an anchor there? Thought I just put an anchor on, but apparently not. Let's try that again. There we go. What did everyone get up to at the weekend? I filled my boots with sport and films, to be honest. I went to watch 28 Years Later, which I thought was very good. Enjoyed it. I watched Wimbledon. I watched the F1. I watched the Lions. I watched England rugby. Filled my boots with sport. Went out to a friend's birthday yesterday. Richard, I hit my profit target on that, but I broke the consistency rule because I used mini instead of micros. What do I need to do? On what firm? You might be all right. Is this on eval or is this are these on PAs? On eval, it's that won't make no difference at all. On a funded account, it's all going to depend how many you use. You might be okay. What's your normal size of micros you're using, and how many minis did you just use? You might be okay. Worked out, went golfing, studied for every minute I could, finished your course. Well, if it's a genuine mistake, you can always say that. So, I mean, I wouldn't worry too much. I'd just trade, and you know, if they pull it up as a reason, then you're just gonna have to trade 8 more days afterwards. I honestly wouldn't worry too much. Okay, back down inside range towards that trend line. ES still holding its view up here. Again, I think there's a possible extension. It's just whether they're going to let this go. ES trading back into its view up. If ES starts letting go of view up, we can go drive deeper. Meta going red to green, but barely. There's potential for this to be a bear flag that plays out down here, but it really depends what they're going to do with the spiders, I think, more than anything. Yeah, still holding its view up. VIX finding a bid there in front of 50s. Yeah, Richard, I just wouldn't worry too much. Just trade until you do a payout, put in for payout. If they flag it, then you'll just have to trade 8 more days. Nothing changed, still trading inside the range. Just checking any news here. Not much to look at. ES looks like it's trying to build a bit of sell pressure here into this VWAP. There is potential. We've got a little inside bar on the NQ. There's potential for this to be deeper. Let me check the ES book. Oh, it's just kind of pinned in. 97, 94, 91 upside has lots of sells at 307s right now on the ES. So it's just a little bit pinned in by the looks of it. Meta having a little shove. Tesla now almost 8% down. You got to think the Tesla shareholders are getting probably a little bit peed off with Elon wanting to battle POTUS right now. I mean, if you're gonna go to battle and you want to start a party, maybe start it closer to the next term rather than 6 months in, because now you've got 3.5 years of potential turmoil. Or you can see we're starting to wedge in here in the New York session. Don't overthink it, Richard. Just do not overthink it. The worst comes to worst, right? Then you're just going to build a nice buffer, and then after you go for payout, they make you trade 8 more days, and you'll have a big fat buffer due to this win. So don't even sweat it. It's not something worth worrying about. You're not going to lose the profit, so you'll be okay. So back towards VWAP again. ES would not let go of its VWAP. We kept looking at that all morning. You can see every 5-minute bars wicked in and found a bid, wicked in and found a bid. VIX trading at 1758. So just want to watch how it operates into 1750, 1740. And we are still wedged inside your opening range. Remember the opening range high, opening range low down here. We're inside it. Nothing has changed on the day. So it's a very typical inside bar day. That's exactly what we talked about beforehand. Amazon going red to green. Meta going red to green. Meta now over 1/3% up. Rest of the market all red. Tesla 7.80% down. Nvidia 0.43% down. Google 0.86% down. Microsoft 0.18% down. Apple now bleeding 0.40% down. That was well over 1% up at one point this morning. So some profit taking in Apple. Trading back up towards the orb high here. This white line is your opening range high. Break over that, we might come and retest. All right, Globex high and the supply from the open on Sunday. And if we get through that all the way up here, remember this is the area that buyers are stuck in. We went over this pre-market. If you look at a volume profile, it looks like this here, and we've gapped down away from it. All right, so this is where buyers are stuck. That's true supply up there, and it hasn't really been retested. So if we break over this, I'm still not really interested in a long, because I think here they're going to find sell pressure. I'm just trying to wait today. If there's continuation, I'll take it. If there's clear reaction to supply, I'll take it. Other than that, I'm going to be very patient, locked in my money already. So coming into that opening range high here. So if you're a rotational trader, it's paying you off that blue block that we tapped into. Do me a favor, folks, hit that like button. If we get up to 100 likes, I will be giving away an Apex account because we didn't get to do it last week. So it'd be any size account you want, but we've got to get up to 100 likes. So opening range high taken across both indexes. Meta's still having a push, almost 0.70% up now. Still don't trust this market to the upside personally. I'm just going to give it time. Like we said, ES was boxed in. It's got some sellers at 312, 314. Buyers starting to stack up, build underneath, walking it up. Most people are going to wait for this range to be set on the day. I still think there's a chance we can move lower today, but let's just see. It might need a bigger push to test that supply level from Thursday. So basing out just underneath the opening range above the VWAPs right now. No reason to sell this right now. Ugh. Monday mornings. Slow. Very slow. I've got another 8 days. Well, 7 days now until I can take another payout in Apex. Took payouts last week. So I'd like to take another payout this month. If we can get 8 trading days, I'll take another payout this month. That's the plan. Back to VWAP here, back into a micro sort of RBS level where we just pushed out from. Again, ES has relative strength, as does the spiders above their VWAPs. All right, so this is key. Do we trade back beneath the New York Open and start selling, or are they going to try and catch bids here and take us up to true supply from Thursday's range? I guess those are the questions right now. Again, I'm not really interested in this market at the moment. We're trading inside of Globex. We're trading inside of Thursday. We're trading inside of Friday, if you count it as a day. I'm not willing to get trapped in this market. Now, I'd hazard a guess it's been low volume so far. Alex, you were right about the lag on TS. What's TS? Top step, you mean? Oh, yeah. I know I'm right about it. Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. That look, first of all, I'm not going to just completely blame them, but any platform which is web-based, you're opening yourself up for lag because you're less of a direct line in to the CME, first of all. Second of all, I do not think you ever want to be in a situation where you have a conflict of interest. Right, there is an absolute conflict of interest there. How does Top Step make money? I don't care what they say, they make money from traders failing. So, if you're going to trade with a broker which owns the platform, remember they own X, there's a conflict of interest because they want to give you delayed data or bad fills, and you will remember, as much as all this drama going on at the weekend with certain YouTubers and them, I'll tell you what, they hit the nail on the head when they saw a piece or a terminology or a warning put on the Top Step or the X platform website, which was then removed after pointing it out. And it was exactly to do with that. It's to do with data being laggy. It's not a good look. So just be aware of that. And regardless of that, the indicators don't work properly and you're getting false information. So for me, it's not a platform I love. For many, it's a platform they love. That's totally up to you. If you enjoy trading on it, by all means do it. I have traded on it. It's not like I haven't. I had Top Step, I think it was probably a year ago now. I was trading on it for a while, taking consistent payouts from Top Step for it. But I do not like the platform really. Yeah, it's great. You can set, parameters where it doesn't let you trade or you hit your daily target, but you can set that on most other platforms. But who would you rather trade with? Ninja Trader, a certified broker, leading platform in the market who now own TraderVate, or a platform owned by a prop firm? Yeah, exactly. Like if you're making money from it, who cares? But for me, I mean, look, I am a partner with Ninja. It's worth me saying that. I do partner with them, but it's not why I'm saying all this information. But like, just if you enjoy it, by all means, try it. Trying out an eval right now. Any tips? Who are you trying the eval out with? Which firm? And then I'll give you tips based on that firm, based on the product. If you let me know the product, I will give you some tips because every product on the market is slightly different. Okay, so potential failed to move higher here. Still holding the New York VWAP. If we rotate, we can rotate down to here. If they keep catching this in this potential intraday RBS level, which is sort of right here. Oh my God, it's not going to let me draw as usual. All right, this is a potential RBS to go high. If they rotate this and we get stuck, this move here is possible. We're just trading into the New York Open. Again, relative strength on the spiders here this morning. Here's your New York Open, tapping into it again. If they start washing this, we can go deeper. Earn to trade. So 25k, 1750 profit target, 1500 drawdown. What type of account is it? I've never traded earn to trade. What type of account is it? Is it trailing drawdown or not? That's what really matters. Is it intraday trading drawdown? Is it a static account? Or is it an end of day trading drawdown? Yeah, thanks, Koopy. Quite right. New H4, new H1 bar right here. And if you look at the H1s, well, they look kind of gross. This looks kind of gross. Nothing happening. You know, I'd prefer a downside move today, but what I'd prefer and what we do isn't necessarily aligned. End of day. Oh, nice and easy. Okay, and is there a consistency rule or anything like that? If there's no consistency rule and you've got an end of day, you just want to position yourself for, here we go. Are we going to start washing now? Do we get this bear flag breakdown? If the next pop-up fails into New York or VWAP, then we're going to get a wash. Again, watching spiders. End of day, 30% consistency. Okay, so just break that down. 30% consistency. I'm guessing you got to trade 5 days or something then. Potentially getting a bear flag. Watching the spiders here. If they let go of VWAP, we're going to flush a bit deeper here. Meta, the only one green so far. Again, we're still trading inside your orb, remember. Spiders coming into VWAP right now. Don't be surprised if they find a bid. If they let go, then we get a deeper wash. ERF, I'm going to come back to you just straight after this. But what I'd be looking at doing is positioning yourself to pass in like 5 to 10 days in terms of sizing. Here we go. Here's the VWAP on the spiders. Do they absorb it or not? If they let this go, we are going to get a deeper move in this market. Back towards that trend line, that blue line. There's a good chance that we're going to go deeper here. Entering in. Can we get continuation? Come on, market. Boom. Thank you very much. We just had to be patient. Okay, make sure you're locking some into the lows down here. Why is it flipped my position? Ninja Trader, what are you doing? Fucking mental. What's going on with data here? That is mental. Close my partial out and it's flipped me. There's no damage done. I'm green on all, but it means my runner's gone. What accounts has it done that on? Take profits, okay. Okay, it's that new account. I'm going to take copier off. Something's going on here this morning. Okay, back into that opening range low. ES letting go of the low. So ES has swept its low or New York low. We have not swept it in the NQ. So you have slight divergence there. Again, just trading back and forwards in range. You should have been locking some in here. If there's continuation, we will move lower on this next drive up. If there's continuation. That is pretty frustrating there, folks. I don't know if you've ever had that. I had a partial on, moved my stop, and it flipped my position to a long. I'm trying to see if I've lost money on any of these. I don't think I have, so it's okay. Yeah, just trading my evals. Already locked in the PAs this morning. Yeah, so coming back to you, ERF. What I would be doing, I don't know if there's a minimum trade days to do, but I would say if it's 30%, it's probably 5 days. Look to trade 5 to 10 days. Don't oversize. If it's end of day trailing drawdown, you know, make sure you're trading in good areas. Leave your profit targets there to get hit. You can move a stop break even when it starts to move in your direction and just let it work, because you don't need to over manage that trade because it's not a trailing drawdown. We're just trading in the opening range right now. No expansion outside of it. Remember, we had divergence down here because NQ didn't take the low, ES did take the low. So how we act here is key. If we reclaim this, we probably go back up topside again. This is just range rotation. Again, how did we know today was likely to be like this? Because we're inside, all right? Because we're inside. Inside Friday, inside Thursday, inside Globex. VIX defending that 1750 well so far this morning. It's very annoying. Yeah, it's really annoying, BU. I'm just having a look now. So I reckon it's cost me 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 1800 bucks that on that last move. And it's okay, but those are all on intraday trails, so it's eaten into my buffer a little bit, but there we go. On those new accounts, on the trade day accounts. A bit annoying. Not sure why it does it. Yes, limit in, limit out. Yeah, and it flipped. It didn't flip the lead account. So the lead account, you can see here, I can show you. So the lead account went for 375, and these all gave it all back, which is annoying. ES reclaiming VWAP here. The good news, 2 of those would take profit, so it won't matter in those accounts. But 3 of them were brand new trade day ones, and that was kind of the profit I was looking for. 400 on each of them, because you got to trade for 7 days. Yeah, it's so annoying. I don't understand why it would do that, but it does. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say the market moved fast, but yeah. Still building out here. ES just stuck at its VWAP. We are inside the orb. We're trading back at and around the New York Open. Flow zone's going sideways. Failed to break the low there. There is a chance we can still break lower, but the one thing I would say is you have divergence where ES did sweep its New York low. Yes, back under its VWAP here. It's trying to close lower. Just doesn't have the juice. There's a bid at 94.75 on ES, 150 lot, and then 91. Sellers are still up at those 306s. Not much action happening around where we're at right now. NQ has some buyers down at the 900 evens. Yeah, all size down at 900 evens, really. Come on, folks, at least half of you have not hit that like button. If you want a free Apex account, you got to hit that like button on stream. Do me a favor, hit like and subscribe. The more of you that do it each morning, the quicker we can start giving away accounts, the more accounts I can ask for, etc., etc. It benefits you lot. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that like button. Watching this 5-minute bar here. Pretty strong reaction off this demand level down here so far this morning. Both times we've come down there. And see how flow zones and VWAP just trading flat. Everything crowded right now. 24-hour VWAP, New York VWAP, New York Open, or both sets of flow zones and lower time frame algo are all within 10 points, 15 points. Very, very tight. Market all red, other than Meta. Meta 0.5% up. Everything else red on the session. Range is very, very small. 77 points so far in the opening 40 minutes. That's all it is. If you asked me 6 weeks ago, that was the size of probably a 2-minute candle. Definitely a 5-minute candle, probably a 2-minute candle. 30 points per 1-minute candle a couple months ago. And we're really tight now. We're into 40 minutes of range, 77 points. ES struggling here to get back over that VWAP with a strong close. Might get a sell here back down for a retest of the lows. I don't know. I'm watching the ES very, very closely versus its VWAP. Starting to trade under it. Might get a sell here if they're going to wash it on ES. It really depends on this 5-minute bar if they want to expand that range. Hey, just I've seen your thing on Discord. Let me just read it. So here's the breakdown. Like I said, watching that 5-minute bar on the spiders as you're trying to expand outside that last 5-minute inside bar. Question is, can they take the lows here? Remember, spiders, ES already took the low out on the day. NQ's not done it yet. Feels like it wants to get heavy. It's just very trappy here. You can see all this sideways action. Super, super trappy. It feels like it wants to attack the low. ES definitely wants to attack the low. NQ's holding up here. VIX starting to build. 1768 here. If VIX starts breaking out, we go. Yes, very close to that low now. You got to feel there's a wash coming here in the market. There's a good chance that they start breaking down. And if we break lower, we can think about a move to previous day low and those kind of areas. Watching this trend line that we're tapping into. If we break this, we're going to take shorts down into here, 900s. And if we break 900s, we're looking for a deeper rotation based on the higher time frame, potentially all the way down to here if it really wants to let go. Remember, we are into an RBS level from where we're at pretty much now down into, I'd say, 860s. All right, 860s. Here goes ES starting to break down here. In this short, looking for a continuation now. Can we get continuation of this move? Is NQ going to play ball here and get continuation down towards low of day? Watching ES in case it wicks and turns back inside. Meta, the only one green here so far this morning. Come on, market. What are you doing? Make your mind up. ES very close for a snap by the looks of it. Here we go. Adding into this now. Can we get continuation? Come on, market. There we go. So back towards Globex low, defending it so far. I'd like to see a wash through Globex low and a continuation lower to join in with ES. So already taking some off into Globex there. NQ defending very well. Lovely. Come on, market. Let's start getting heavy at this point. Come on. Just come and snap this low of day, and then let's start washing. Let's have some fun here. So 900 on the book, like we talked about. Lots of liquidity there, around 900 and 880. So that's what I want to tag into. I would rather it comes and takes it rather than defends in front of it, but here we go. One thing again, we have divergence where ES has taken that low out and is trading into its higher time frame algo and finding a bid so far. SPY might come and take the previous day low here. So we're looking to see if we can get continuation lower here. NQ being a tricky bugger right now. Doesn't want to do it. I'm about to stop out here if it starts reclaiming. Still left that liquidity there at 90s. These H1 bars are looking gross. Unable to expand at all on NQ. ES being a very nice trader. Have they trapped enough there? I'm about to stop out. One more tick. I'm at 30s. I'm at this break right here. There we go. Out. Just taken me. Oh, well, we got some off into a Globex, but that's it. No continuation on NQ available. What a horrible trader again today on NQ. Still inside the opening range, so no expansion under here. Had the chance to do it again. ES, second time divergence. This one broke down. This one broke down. ES traded all the way down into here, just in front of previous day low. And NQ unwilling to play ball. Unwilling to play ball here. It left all that liquidity at 22,900. Didn't come and take it. They just sat on the book there. That's 103 lot, 8 lot, 24 lot, 21 lot, 13 lot, 4 lot, 18 lot, 28 lot, 11 lot. All been there passive all morning. Yeah, it's going to be one of those days. I mean, like we talk about, every time we get an inside day like this, we expect choppiness. It's just a shame we couldn't hit those final targets, but it is what it is. ES might be rejecting its VWAP here, watching very closely. Again, low-hanging fruit has been left across all these markets here this morning. Meta, the only one holding the market up, 0.84% up. That's what's dragging this market up with it. Everything else is remaining red on the session. Amazon about to go red to green. Have a quick look at these. Yeah, Apple breaking down towards low of day. Microsoft trying to find a bid off low of day. Amazon at VWAP in a wedge. Google near low of day trying to find a bid. Meta strong, trading up towards Thursday's high of day. Nvidia, every time it's visited over 158, it's been sold. So revisiting again now. Tesla trying to find a rebound. So complete mixed bag. Tomorrow, for those here, I will try and trade early tomorrow. My dog goes in for surgery tomorrow morning, so there is a chance I won't be on, just a heads up. But I will try and get on even if it's just for pre-market for you. I will be leaving early tomorrow. So ES back to its VWAP here. Amazon now going red to green like we just talked about. This is awful action here, folks, if you're trading NQ. Lack of follow through. So you got to trade edge to edge. There's nothing else to trade. I've had a few attempts from like here to here, stopping out break even. There's no follow through in this market right now. And you've got divergence. So we might come all the way back upside now. It's possible. Kind of gross if it does that, leaving 900, to be honest, but it's possible. Can only play what is possible to do. I'm rejecting New York open there, that blue line. What to trade? Nothing. Still stuck under New York open. ES still can't reclaim VWAP. But I do not like the divergence at the lows. It's very, very risky thinking about a new trade on NQ here. If too many shorts are stuck down here trying to play breakdown, then this can be inverted head and shoulder and come and trade back up to the top side. It's possible. Again, still just trading. You're at midpoint of a 77-point range here. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. I think we've done the best we can. A few break-even trades today, but it's what happens. You position yourself for the move to go. If it doesn't go, you got to eat that break-even. Thing is, there's no sellers topside really. And there are some buyers underneath them. Check ES. This is the problem. ES has got some sellers way up higher. 310. 310 on ES, so that might drag it. Back to VWAP. There's VWAP. If they squeeze through VWAP, I'm not going to rule out high of day, although I think it's a nuts trade, but it's possible. I'm not saying I take it, but if they get through VWAP, I'm not going to rule out all the way back up to the opening range high on a squeeze out. You've still got SPY under VWAP though, so you've got big divergence here. QQQ reclaiming it, ES reclaiming it, NQ trying to reclaim it, SPY underneath it. There's your VWAP. Again, if they set this to go, it's potential they go high of day. I would not rule it out. It's not a trade I would take, especially given what the SPY is doing, but I would not rule it out. This is poopy. Yeah, thanks, Coop. Yeah, it's going to be a long 3 months of recovery. So there's your VWAP. Can they squeeze? Do they go high of day now? There's the squeeze. So those 60s. They're lifting the tape now, letting it through. I think we go high of day at this point. Yeah, exactly. 900 to 980, there or thereabouts. Actually, opening range, those white lines. Amazon gone green now. 1/3% up. Meta 1% up. Morning, Shane. Nothing else really happening here. 25 more likes for a free Apex account giveaway. Some sellers here into 75. Is there anything up top? Not really. 350, 362 there is. Let me check the other one. 70, 77, 80, 23,000. Yeah, 50 and 62. So let's see if their bids come back in here at VWAP and New York Open or not. Again, we're just inside range. There's nothing that I love here. Like I said, there's a good chance they can rotate this all the way back up to higher day. But just when I'm watching SPY and it's unwilling to do the same move, you've got to be worried about it just being a clear out back into where we found sellers before. But if they find bids here, then potentially they get that rotation. Again, SPY rejecting VWAP. So major divergence here in how we're operating and where we're operating. Here's your New York Open. They will need to save this if they're looking for a high of day run. If they don't save this, there's a good chance we go and attack the low of day. So this is their opportunity now to save this market, to move it back to high of day and take out that opening range high. If they fail to do that, then we probably get a rotation back towards the lows and the wash back and forwards will continue. But structurally, this is the point at where they will need to save it. You can see this high, pullback, high, breakout, pullback. Do they hold this? Failing to hold it will be a problem. Maybe now they're ready to go for low of day. I don't know. What a mess. What a mess. Like we said, they left that liquidity at 900. That's the one thing I would be very, very concerned about in this market right now. So that's where it's stacked up. It just felt like this for as long as I can remember now. The last 2 weeks have felt like this. I just want to get through the 8th and the 9th. Just get this tariff out the way and see what we get. ES closing back under VWAP. SPY under VWAP. Sell pressure coming in here. Good chance here that they rotate back towards these lows. Good chance here they rotate back towards the lows. Fail to hold the RBS like we talked about. Yeah, it's just backwards and forwards. I mean, we talked about it right at the beginning. Look at the daily chart. That's giving you the clues. The daily chart is giving you the clues of what we're expecting today. Lack of continuation. So you got to be very, very cautious. Like I said, there's a chance here it went higher. It's not a trade I would take based on where we are on the range and based on what the spiders were doing. But each to their own. I think we're going to melt. Here comes the melt. Remember, low-hanging fruit is still previous day low. It's still got left there. 900 still on the book. Those 22 900s are still sat there looking to get filled. If we go through them, I think we go previous day low. There's 24s are still at least 20 points here into trade into those 900s if they're going to do it. Remember, every time we've come down here this morning, we found bids. Every time we've come down here this morning, ES has gone lower and NQ hasn't. You do not want to be entering shorts at the lows right now. Every time we've done that, we've moved up away from it. There's still potentially a higher low here. You've got to be very careful. I would say we're going to move lower, but just you got to think about your positioning for it. Liquidity on the book, 900s and just below, 22,900s. That's where they're sat right now, trying to absorb. They've been passive there all morning. Underneath that, you've got buyers down at 825 and 812. All right, so you've got buyers at 825 and 812 if we start to let go. Wedged in here. You can see on QQQ, you can see really clear. It's just a wedge. If you ignore this wick, just a wedge. Hourly chart just looks a bit of a mess. This daily level here, 850. If this next pop-up fails, then I think we get stuck here, then we can rotate to the lows. Do they build out this little bear flag here? All that push down. Yep. That's what they're trying. It's coming. It's coming, folks. Here we go. Want to get down to 900s at least to pick up this liquidity. Come on. Fanning around. 22s, come on. Come on. Yes, very close to already breaking low of day here. Really shouldn't be this hard, folks. We should be just aggressively moving down now. Like I said, 900s and then through that 825. That's what the order flow on the book is showing. ES taking low of day there. I'll be careful if they trade this back upside at this point, given that ES has done the move that we're wanting on NQ. We talked about that all morning. So divergence again, but I still think there's a chance to move down 900s, 880s and below. Just be careful with SPY trading into previous day low here. So far it's protecting it. 22.40 on the spiders. So divergence again here. Still think we can move lower, but there's divergence on the tape. ES took out low of day. SPY low of day. NQ defending. So you've got higher low from here. Higher low, higher low, higher low. ES trading down here right now. Actually, relative speaking, it's trading down here because it's by previous day low. So strength in the NQ being very, very hard to get continuation downside in the Q. Probably because Meta's holding it up. So again, same thing again. So it's the third time. So I said be very careful. Third time we visited down here. Third time we're defending these levels. Someone doesn't want to let it get down even into 900. He's still sat there unfilled, which is hard to believe, but that's what's happening. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts to visit there today. And we haven't visited him at 900. We haven't filled him at 900. He's just sat there. Maybe we can still do it. Their news here. What's this? Hitting the tape. I just see something hit the wire. Nothing important. All right, are we going to do it now? Here's the 20s. Are we going to do it? What are you doing, market? ES defending its initial balance. Check the book on ES. 92s and 90s ES. That's where the buyers are sat. 6292, 6290. That's where the buyers are sat. NQ, the buyers are sat. Really, the big size, bigger size, 100 lot is at 22,900. So that's why I want it to go. I want it to go to 900, and then if it snaps 900, I'm looking for previous day low. But it is just being so belligerent in holding price here without any follow through, and it's done it all morning. Come on. Pathetic. Pathetic. Yeah, I haven't been able to take him all morning. He's been there the whole day, Raphael. The whole day, just sat there. There's just no follow through in the market. Oh, get my back a break here. Come on, man. There we go. Come on, start breaking. Just break 20s and wash. There's your 20s. No. Break 20s and wash. Come on. There's no one here on the bids. Come on. This is ridiculous. There is nothing here on the bid to be doing this. So this to me is saying shorts are stuck here at the moment. So I can't get my trade. I've just got to sit and wait, because it's bidding up off there every single time. So I have to like just understand that if it's not going to do it, it's not going to do it. Cannot fight with it. I still think we should move lower here, but I'm not going to force my way into it. If it doesn't want to behave. Well, I'd be watching 900 break, and then I'd be watching previous day low down here. The thing is ES is very close to previous day low already, and then I'd be watching this liquidity down here. But really, even on the higher time frame, clean up these lows, 880 somewhere around there. We trade through that. Got this double bottom from last week, 826s, and then true RBS down here. So it really depends. The problem is, I think, is they want a true visit up here before going lower, but it hasn't given them that. So they're just worried about attacking too violently to get that move. But I think this move here is possible. And if we reject that, this move here is possible to come and take out these players who bid up Thursday morning. All right. So Thursday afternoon stuck. Can we take out Thursday morning players? At the moment, I've just got to respect what's in front of me, and it is not playing ball. ES has been a nice trader. If you look at the difference between this, ES, very nice. Sweeps the highs, breaks the lows, bear flag, break the lows, trap over this, break the lows. Much easier trade, right? Fail, short, trap, short. It's giving you cover opportunities in the ES. And previous day low is that it? No, previous day low is here, sorry. In SPY, it's basically on it in the cash market. There you go. This is the problem. This here is low hanging fruit. It hasn't taken it yet. Once it takes that, if it rejects it, we get trend day. If it doesn't, we get reversal day. At the moment, it's not even taking the low-hanging fruit, which is why I'm saying I'm trying to respect it. I cannot force my way into it. If it doesn't want to play ball, it doesn't want to play ball. It's just one of those markets. We're in an inside bar. Its job today is to trap and build liquidity. It might save the move for another day. We don't know. $20s again here. Shouldn't be this sticky at 20s. But, you know, we are technically we are in an RBS on higher time frame right here. This is the problem. Technically, these levels here is where we broke out of. Break out, trade back to, trade back to, trade back to. But this is the what? 1, 2, third time I'm expecting this kind of move here, or at least a clean up. Again, inside opening range, inside initial balance. Initial balance basically exactly the same as your opening range today. 20s are sticky. It is holding 20s very, very well. 920s. $20 more likes, and I'll be giving away an Apex account. Any size Apex account, it is your choice. All we've got to get is 220 more likes. If we can't do it, we will just roll it over. Maybe I'll just give 2 away at the end of the week instead. So 20s again here. Let's try the 20s again here. Is it going to let go of the 20s and go to that 900 finally? And then how do we operate once we get there? Been here multiple times. Here we go. There's a wick underneath. It trades straight back inside. It's hilarious at this point. It's hilarious because when I'm looking at the tape, right, there's no one on the tape here bidding up. I'm expecting it to come down here. Finally, well done, market. You're starting to behave. All right, so can we get down to this buyer at 900? If we break 900, are we going to go previous day low? All right, so that is the question at this point. Still, still can't come and collect him. This is mental. I'll tell you why it's mental, because I'm looking at the size. We traded down to 910, and I'll tell you what stepped in. 18 lot, 2 lot, 16 lot, 1 lot, and then once we hit 295, 135 lot. So 295, 925, sorry, here. This is where the volume stepped in. So you can see, short, like I said, shorts are trapped. That's why it's not going lower. It's because shorts are all looking for this move and they keep absorbing it. Shorts got stopped out there. I promise you they got stopped out there. That's a, yeah, 133 lot there, quickly followed by a 50 lot. The fact that they cannot break this down, right? The fact that they cannot come and collect these players down here, that we trade tiny volume. Just look at the volume. That's all I want you to look at. We're in negative delta. We should be trading lower. We trade an 18 lot and it's absorbed. That's nothing, 18 lot. So this player becomes a buyer instantly. 4 lot. This is tiny volume. 18 lot, 3 lot, 4 lot, and then bang, 133 lot shorts of course. So this level here becomes key. 25s, where we're at right now, I'd say becomes key. This is the battle zone. Those interested, there is a sale on Bookmap right now. I can provide you, if you're interested. I haven't even done this for my team. I've totally forgot, to be honest. But there is a sale on. Let's find it. Yeah, you can just use code FZT. Should be fine. There you go. There's up to 50% off for 3 months right now on Bookmap, if you're interested. Just posted it in chat. Just click that link. If you're interested, no pressure. It's quite an advanced tool to be using if you're new to trading, but it can be very, very useful. So it's still defending that 25s-ish, over, under, over, under, over, under. You know, you're talking 1 or 2 points slip on that. ES coming back into its initial balance day. At the moment, ES is just trading between VWAP and IB. There's no trend day because we're not outside of initial balance. We're not even outside of the opening range, and we've got an hour and 10 minutes. The hourly chart's looking fairly ugly here as well. So we're just sitting still right now. Still just trapping between these two levels. ES looks like it might want to have another attempt at a breakdown. Again, we haven't collected 900. Remember, he's still there. 920, 900. It just keeps... I use it standalone. I'll be honest, Q, I didn't even know there was an NT8 plugin for it. How does that work? Is that for like market profile and stuff? You'll have to show me. That's news to me. All right, they're trying to collect the 900 player. They're doing the same dance. ES is trying to break down its initial balance low here. Again, if we break down, there is a chance for it to move to previous day low. If we keep defending, the same thing's going to happen over and over and over again. But we're looking to see if we can get to 900. Through 900, there is potential trade down into 880s, let's say. Oh, nice cube. Here we go. So 910s. Can we get through 900s at this point? What a boring market. When we're struggling to move 20 points to clean up. Gosh. I'm actually trying to add on that subscription myself so I can get it cheaper, but I can't figure it out right now. So I'm paying full price at the moment. Okay, 910s, 910s, 910s. Do we get to 900s? Remember, a big player at 900. Through that, we can go lower. ES now breaking out underneath initial balance low. If there's continuation here in the market, we should trade lower. ES starting to break down. All right, SPY trading into previous day low right here, right now. So SPY is at previous day low. Low hanging fruit on the SPY now. Taking QQQ already under it. Can we move lower? Is this market going to snap 900? Are we going to get a potential trend day, or are we just going to reverse it again on the NQ? Looking to see if we get continuation here. I think ES is getting close to some interesting levels. 290s down to 84s, I'd say, are interesting levels for potential RBS on ES. Here's the 8s. So outside of Globex here, potentially if it goes washing with previous week close down here, are we willing to move lower on the NQ or not? It's got to make its decision. Again, they're bidding in front of that 22,900 level. Still sat there, 100 on the book. Still not filled. It's been there all flipping day. There we go. Finally. Jeez Louise, that took a while, didn't it? That took a while, folks. All right, so the question now is, do we get trend day underneath this? Do we flip this RBS into potential resistance and supply, or is this a cleanup just to go back inside? Remember, if it goes back inside, if we have any form of failed auction down here, we go back to VWAP. If we reclaim VWAP, we go back to IB high. Look at that. I mean, that took forever, all day, all morning to clean these guys up just to take the 900 player out. Fairly obvious trade that they made very, very hard. I'm going to have a look at that as soon as we get off here as well, Coop, then, because that could be interesting. I think there are some stops here we can clean up. 5-day moving average and stops down at 880 like we talked about. If it's willing to move lower. Here's your initial balance low. 900s here. If they're willing to move lower, there's a chance to move to previous day low, basically 880s. Why so hard? Why, market? Why so hard for something that should be so simple? Again, ES trading in that RBS zone now. We talked about 90 down to, I think I said 85. Let me just double check that. 90 down to, yeah, 84.25. It is trading in RBS zone. Remember, if we can't get expansion, then we're going to expect rotation back towards VWAP. If they can't get expansion outside of initial balance, then we're going to expect rotation back towards VWAP. ES is outside of initial balance. NQ already inside of initial balance, but there is a chance to move lower here. Everything now red on the day other than Meta. Meta holding up the NQ market right now. Come on, we should move lower at this point. We should come and take out that old low, I think. Here we go. Come on. Looking for a move down into 882 down here. No, not down there. 882 here, just the bottom of this box. Looking to see if we can take this out here. This is Friday's low here. If we can take that out, then maybe this. Here we go, almost there. VIX starting to break out now, 1778. Watching for VIX to break out of 1790s. Might as well call it 18s. Clean break of 18s on the VIX will send this market puking down. Here we go, almost at that low I talked about, 82s. About to get tagged into 82s. 2 points short of 82s here. Come on, come and take 82s. Almost there, almost at 82s. One more point for Friday low. Defending it so far. Almost there, almost there, almost there. It's literally tapping on it. 2 ticks. Remember, we're watching now. You need to watch initial balance, auction versus failed auction, right? Initial balance, auction versus failed auction. VIX starting to really get going here. Oh my gosh. Is he going to take it? He's going to defend it by, how much is that defend it by? 2 ticks. Amazing. So back up towards those 900s now. Initial balance there, remember. If we start reclaiming that, a failed auction theory can potentially happen, especially if ES does the same thing, in which case we'd probably go all the way back to VWAP. You can see stronger trends starting to develop. These are starting to expand, but if we start reclaiming this, this is where shorts can get in trouble. They didn't get their full out at 82, I would say. That's probably exactly where they wanted, but most would have covered down there. You can see most of the volume down here. If we reject it, initial balance and opening range, there's a chance to move lower. If we reclaim it, there is a potential squeeze up to VWAP. So this is the attempt at a reclaim here of initial balance. Remember, if they reclaim this, there is a potential squeeze up to VWAP. If they reject this, there is a potential move lower. Shorts will need a break of low of day. If they do not get that break of low of day, then we know they are stuck and a reclaim of initial balance will trigger a squeeze up. So there's the 900 back test. There's nothing up here really. Still a player down at 880 looking to get filled. Range still terrible, by the way, folks. You got to think the range was 77 points into the initial balance. We've expanded initial balance by 20 points. That's it. So here's the attempt of a reclaim of IB. This is the first candle inside of IB. The question is, can it close up here? ES much weaker. Again, ES the easier short this morning. It's playing ball perfectly. NQ making it very, very tricky for you. Meta is the one making it hard. 1% up on the day. Everything else in a bleed. So squeeze up. Shorts look like they're caught at the lows of day because it didn't hit that previous day low like we were talking about. It missed it by 2 ticks. Or was it 2 ticks? It was very close. I think it was 2 ticks. Just cleaning up my charts a bit here. Very possible we go back into a range again. Bids now coming back on the tape at 900s. All right, so they're trying to drive this market up at this point. There's your initial balance retest. There's 900 retest. Do they absorb this or let it go? Tricky, tricky, tricky. They got to make their mind up here. Wow, they just sold straight through that. Did he just pull? He pulled. He pulled and is now being a seller. That's dirty. That is dirty. So selling versus flow zone so far. Back underneath the initial balance. ES looks like it wants to break down to make a new low here, potentially. That is a dirty move here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This guy here was a bid. He pulled and flipped straight to a seller. All right, so he was a bid. He pulled and flipped straight to a seller. Naughty, naughty. Here's the breakdown. Remember, we left 882. Shorts will need a break of 882. ES making a new low of day here. Is the Q going to follow? Are we going to then break 882 and really start to sell aggressively? I don't even think they ate it, Raphael, because I can see what was on there. Like they sold, but he removed. He had 20. He only got filled 27 of his order. He pulled it all. He was like, "No, I'm all right, thanks." Some games being played here. So Friday's low is the edge of this box. Okay, Friday's low is the edge of this box. Thursday's low is down here. right? So this trade is possible, as is this. You are in RBS here. Back to the initial balance, back to 900. And he's pulled his order again. So that 900 players just playing games. ES looks much weaker here. Still rejecting flow zones, but still just at that 900, at that initial balance level. Remember, if shorts do not get a breakdown of a new low, they will get stuck here. That's key. If shorts do not break this down, they will get stuck here, because anyone that re-added short here was looking for a breakdown. It hasn't happened. They're defending this level, right? So this is sort of your trap zone here while it builds liquidity for its decision, and it will make a decision. Back inside the initial balance here, back into Globex low here. Quick look at the mag. Apple just basing out near low of day. Microsoft stuck at VWAP. Amazon stuck at VWAP. Google underneath previous day low. Meta basing out just inside of initial balance high. Nvidia breaking down underneath previous day low right now. That looks weak. And Tesla coming into potential RBS underneath its VWAP. Again, SPY behaving very, very nicely. Look at a 5-minute chart on SPY compared to QQQ. Much, much cleaner. Check the old volume on here. What day was that? Wednesday. 850, 860, 850. Yeah, I think that's possible. Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, we're in Wednesday, Thursday RTH gap here. So I'm just... This is like Monday's high where we're trading at the moment, 5-day moving average. If we let go of this, I think there is possible to trade down to 850, but it's a big if right now because it's not showing a willingness and it's protecting its 5-day moving average. Keeps protecting it so far this morning. So mean reversion from top Bollinger to 5-day. Remember, if we snap 5-day, obviously we're thinking about if we can get to 20-day long term. That will take a long, long time. 20-day down at that big RBS down at 22,350. Long way away. But we are looking for a trade down there to start absorbing higher time frame for a new leg. How long left? 50 minutes. Just in consolidation here so far. That hourly bar consolidating. are we going to go and take these lows now? Same levels, these 900s all around here. 928, 880s, they're all just very, very sticky here. Are you going to do it? Are you going to break these lows? It's amazing the lack of follow through, especially looking at the book. It's not requiring much volume to do anything right now. There's just no one willing to sell this off, which is a bit mental given the week we're going into right now. The only thing I can think is that they need to come and retest Thursday's trapped volume, which they haven't really done. And that's all I can really think of. But other than that, we look like we want to roll over. But we have to respect what's in front of us. We're reclaiming initial balance, and NQ has relative strength. So NQ has consistently today been the harder asset to short. You just have to be aware of that. It's been a much harder asset to short than the ES has. You have just under 50 minutes left to get us to 100 likes. That means you're going to have to share this stream on your socials. All we've got to do is get to 100 likes, and I'll give away a free account. It really shouldn't be that hard. Yes. 300 lots selling ES into 290. Buyers down at 280. Starting to try and get down to those buyers here. There's a little sweep there on the ES. Another new low of day printed while the NQ travels upside. So divergence continues to play out here. Is there anything further above us on NQ? Not really. If you're an initial balance trader and you're trading like range rotation, there are legit trades setting up here. It's not something I would take, but there are legit trades setting up here for IB potentially to VWAP. But again, just be aware you don't have confluence in the other markets right now. What a bore, man. Problem is location here. This is the problem. Really want to be short up here on a clear rejection like this. And I think everyone's feeling the same. So the only thing now is to let it break down and then join. Don't really want to be joining in here where they can bid up off it. And that's the danger at the moment. So if they can't break down, you just got to leave it alone Unless you're taking range rotation, like I said, if you're taking a range rotation, there's potentially an IB to VWAP trade here, which means you're trading the edges. The reason I'm not taking it is just looking at the ES. Doesn't look like it wants to do the same, so sitting well outside its initial balance. But you trade your plan. If you're like taking IB to VWAP, you should be taking it. It's not a trade I'm looking for right now. Yes, trying to break down lower day again. Crazy here how different we look. Lower day break again there on ES. Big. Better break there on ES. Much better. Still defending IB here on the NQ. Seller here, 126 lot, 910. Still holding the IB. Terrible. Seller left. Lots of games here, folks. Around these like 920s to 880s, there is a player playing a lot of games. Sticking orders in to buy, pulling those orders, becoming a seller, pulling those orders. Again, lots of spoofing going on the tape. And ES continues to push lower. NQ continues to fanning around these current levels, and it's been glued here pretty much all morning. Couldn't break down, couldn't break down, couldn't break down, broke down, glued here again. No retest of the low, no try to get lower other than this kind of wick here. VIX going sideways as well, failing to break out 1790, hasn't had an approach yet. There is a chance here for this to move lower if it's going to be aggressive. It just cannot do it. Look at that. Into IB absorbed. And when I tell you there's nothing on the book doing it, I really mean it. Like, these are tiny players. Volume 17, 15. Like, these are tiny, tiny players. Nothing's happening. ES looks great. Just such a better short outside the initial balance. Looks so good. Giving proper technical setups. Yeah, probably. What I'm hoping at the moment, Lee Kim, is that it just goes in a range for a day and we create that inside bar on a daily. Because what it will mean is it will create a much easier, nicer trades later in the week if it does that. That's sort of what I'm hoping for at this point. But you can see now they're starting to absorb against 900. Like every time we're broken under it, there's no follow through to downside. I mean, you're talking about 20 points from here. So from initial balance, and now we're starting to reclaim it. So technically, there's a trade from IB to VWAP. Again, it's not a trade that I'm going to take, but technically, if you're trading those kind of reversals, there's potential for low risk trade there. I'm not going to take it because ES keeps breaking down underneath low of day, keeps expanding its range lower. So I would not be looking for a reversal all the time. One of the assets is trying to break lower. Another low of day here on ES again. It's the edge of the SBR I had here on ES. So if it fails this, we can keep going lower on ES. Why NQ? Do you make it so hard? ES is just trading so nice right now. Just proper trend day outside of its initial balance. It's given 10 points already, ES, of expansion underneath the initial balance. Really nice trade. $900 test again here, NQ. ES, new low day again. $900, $900, $900. Are they going to wash down to the 880s? There is a buyer down there. He's not big. He's like a 20 lot. The market's thinned out. There's not much happening right now. But we're starting to build quite a lot of volume down here in that we've been down here a long period of time. I mean, look at this battle. Wick, push, push down, absorption. Pretty nuts, pretty nuts. So absorbing on 900 again. ES trying to put in a bottom here by the looks of it. Tempting to anyway. Back into Globex here. It's possible if they've caught enough, this might be the start of a squeeze versus the IB to the VWAP here. Because ES is trying to put in a bottoming signal. It's not closed the 5-minute bar yet. It's got another whole minute left, but it's attempting to. We start breaking out here, I'd say sort of above 20s. Then, and if ES starts going, then maybe NQ gets that sort of move back towards VWAP off the initial balance. If we let go of initial balance, we're going to attack previous day low. When I say we, I don't mean me. I just mean the market. I'm not playing any of this right now. I've been flat for a long time right now. I'm not interested in how we're operating at the moment. New 5-minute bar. So I'm watching ES's chart here and SPY's chart on a 5-minute. Just want to see what they do with this last bar. It's the first green bar we've had in a long time. I want to see if they're going to look to expand higher or use it to move lower at this point. sticky area, this. How long we been here now, really? 52, a good 30 minutes. A good 30 odd minutes. Someone will get hurt here when we're there that long. Watching ES here, if they're going to use that last inside bar as a reversal to go higher or not. The 88 probably a trigger if they're going to squeeze. There we go. There's the 88. There's the squeeze coming. Now, can we break now on NQ 18s? There's 15s. So we're going to break these deep flow zone pullbacks and then squeeze up to VWAP. So timing it with NQ with ES here. 20s on the tape, then 25, then 30s. That last 5 minute bar, beautiful. There we go. Break of 18s now. Had to time it with the ES. And can we clear out these players up here at this point? So basically, you're looking for initial balance trade. I know I said I wasn't going to take it, but there is a difference, and I'll show you why. I wasn't interested in all this. But once we got this bar on ES, for this, it made more sense. All right, once we got this move away, this now makes more sense. There we go, lovely. Just trading them together as much as possible. Here's the old trend line. VWAP here. So remember, normal trade will be this to this. So partial into this area. If we get through this, we're going to think about how far we can get up. Another partial into there maybe before we look for an orb rotation. But just into the underbelly of that trend line here. This is old supply where we broke down from. This is VWAP. This is where I'm trying to get up to if it will let me. There are some sellers in front of this. Above that, there's 45, which is probably New York Open. Yeah, near enough. I'm going to get a refill on the coffee. So trading into this supply block, not able to get all the way up yet. Starting to find some resistance here. This is supply where we break down from. If we can't get through, then maybe I'll just lock a little bit in here in case. 25s, 30s, 40s, still possible. Yes, that last 10-minute push up being sold back into now. So either it finds a bottom in here or it's just a 10-minute pullback. Same as this. Either this is their flag to go lower or a failed break or a rotation, which is what I'm playing at the moment. Looks better. 21s. Can we get a move up to view up here? Maybe a break of 25s and 30s. There we go. Fantastic. So tag me out there on that last move. Post from True Social. I'm pleased to announce that United States tariff letters and or deals with various countries from around the world will be delivered starting at 12 p.m. Eastern. Today. They're not done until the 9th. This guy's a fucking knob. Is that for today, Miguel? Pardon my French, but honestly, like, do it the day it's supposed to happen. How annoying. Well, at least we're going to know what we're dealing with. Tell you what that means. I won't be trading after 12 today. No chance, mate. No chance. All right, so we tagged it. This was the move I was looking for. All out now. We'll wait now, see what next, especially if he's going to start posting. Tariff deals coming 2-3 days early. Fantastic. Just what the market wants to hear. When no one's here and the volume's low, let's just completely change everything. Oh, so flat now again. Just a scalp from the IB to the VWAP. Probable trade, which set up and played out. Now we just wait. Now we wait, and we've got unknowns, which we weren't prepared for now as well, by the looks of it. Thank you, Miguel. So I'm going to assume you signed up to Truth Social. Probably something I should do. 12 p.m. Eastern. Man, that's in 25 minutes. I'm not sure I want to... Oh my gosh. Maybe I'll stay online with you folks for that, but I don't think I'll actively trade it. Expect huge volatility if that's the case. Sorry, folks. I am shattered. Monday morning. Tired. Got a good night's sleep, but I'm tired. Unfortunately, Miguel, I'm gonna have to do what you've done against my better judgment. Ugh, feels dirty doing this. Yeah, it might well do it now. Might well do it now. We'll have to see. Still inside initial balance, remember. Just remember that. Oh, it feels dirty following Truth Social. It looks just like Twitter. It's literally identical. Mental. Oi! All right, sorry, team. Just had to sign up for that. The last thing I want to do is get my bookmap data because I'm being charged a premium here and it's on sale. I did post a link earlier and I can't seem to figure out how to sort that. So still inside of initial balance, lower time frame, still building higher highs and higher lows on the lower time frame, but from a 5-minute chart and underneath and above, you're still bearish technically. So not in confluence, right? So technically, I'd be using this as the pivot. This is the high for me, which created this low on a 5-minute. You could argue lower time frame, it's here to here. So this is trading up. This is like the key area, how we act here. If we get over, this is possible to clean this out. If we reject or clear out, this is possible. And you are in tiny, tiny, tiny range, like 90-point range on the day or something. That's all you're playing with. Think about this as well. Something like this is what you're sort of playing at. Well, I've locked in my money. I just took a scalp this morning on my Apex accounts. So I traded 10 PAs this morning, and then I've traded. I'm starting to move over to, or attempting to move. It's early days. Move over to 250k accounts on Apex. So I'm going to take my time doing that. And then I've traded 3 trade day accounts and a couple of take profits. I might add some more take profit accounts. I'm a third of the way there. I'm just got to take my time with these. Richard, just make sure you're typing the username properly. So when you pull it in, like do a Ninja connection, rename that connection name trade day. Your username should be TD underscore whatever your login is. So if your login is R Crawford, it should be TD underscore R Crawford and then your password. It should work fine. Mine work absolutely perfect. No problem with them at all this morning. Yes, Cap, trade day is new for me. Yeah. They changed their rules last week. I posted a video on it over the weekend. So adding those in. I really like them. They work with Tradeify. They offer a couple of different options. So if you want a end of day account, it's $99 for a 50k. If you want a trailing drawdown account, a bit like Apex, it's $59. All right. No evaluation fee. So if you use my code FCT right now, no evaluation fee, $59 for a 50k account with trailing drawdown on 99 with end of day trailing drawdown. So very, very good. You can trade 6 at the same time on evals. 3 of those move to live. And the other nice thing is once you're past your buffer with them, so there's a 30% consistency rule in the evaluation. Once you go to a professional account or sim funded, whatever you want to call it, there is absolutely no consistency rule. So if you have a big windfall day, you keep that. And the other thing is once you pass your buffer, it is same day payout like TPT. So if you're on a 50k account, you need to get past $2,000. Once you do that, you can pull money out every single day that's above that. So you can keep paying yourself daily. So that's the reason why I've started adding those. So currently I'm trading with Take Profit Trader, Apex, and Trade Day. I have some Trader 8s, but I've actually Trader 8s, some Trader 5s, but I've not touched those recently. Just focusing on these at the moment. Yeah, I do like that no consistency. You have a big windfall day and you get to keep it. All right, ES looking like it's attacking the lows here. NQ still above its initial balance high. The divergence in the market continues. It's been present for a good few days at the moment. So attempt of a break of the low here on the ES. It's attempting to break its low. And if it breaks down, it's got a little way to go into those 270s if it really wants to. "15 minutes left, and apparently in 15 minutes we're going to get this Trump news." So yeah, it's not taking its low of day yet. Double bottom down here. And relative strength NQ. What's the new prop firm I just did the video on? Trade Day. Trade Day. It's actually not new. It's been around like 5.5 years. It's just that they changed their rules last week to make it better for traders. And when I see prop firms doing that, I like it. Is the same as any other. Well, I don't think Trade Day is the same. I think the rules separate it quite nicely, which is why I'm using them as a partner. I don't think there's any firms offering as cheap as they are. When you think about $59 for a 50K account on a trailing drawdown with no, there's the break on ES. This is starting to get heavy at this point, folks. NQ, still relative strength here on NQ. Amazing strength. Holding up the initial balance still very, very well. ES starting to wash here. Breaking down. Really heavy on ES at this point. Initial balance low here. Are we going to start breaking down, or are they just going to scoop this back up? ES very, very heavy. Crazy. The strength in NQ to hold up is pretty amazing right now. Been a much harder trader to the downside than you've had on ES. Just that absorption off initial balance again. There's your IB right here. This line, white and purple line, same place. The reason it looks congested there is because it is. Opening range there as well. Do they break down towards their lows? And they're attempting it. Back towards the initial balance again here. You need to see a clean break of 900, and it's not giving it yet. Absorbing, absorbing, absorbing. It's the same levels it's been absorbing off all morning. Just think about it, all morning. You need to see this play out for something deeper, and NQ is not willing to do that move right now. And it's, I tell you what, it's absorbing off nothing. And I've said that all morning to you as well. The low had a volume of 14 and then 2 and then 18 to move away from it. This market is dead right now. When I mean dead, I mean volume-wise, this market is dead. You would think they'd break down with the ES here, but amazing. Amazing when you consider what I'm about to read to you. Tesla, 7% down. Nvidia, 0.88% down. Google, 1.38% down. Microsoft, 0.24% down. Apple, 0.85% down. Amazon, 0.23% up. Meta, 0.58% up. Let me have a look at my mag on a chart. Oh, it's lost it. That's fantastic. Well, that's all right. No, it doesn't matter if you haven't placed a trade, Raphael. No big deal. Yeah, it's just built another little inside bar. I want to see if they expand this lower now. There's the low on the inside bar. Do they expand this lower now through 80s? Looks like it. Is NQ going to play ball here? Still protecting initial balance, previous week close. Everything being protected on NQ. Everything letting go on ES. There's your double button as you move into 80. And NQ bidding off it again. This is hilarious. And let's have a look at the volume of the bid off. 7 contracts. Yeah, I'm all right, thanks. I'm all right, thanks. I've got zero interest in playing a market moving around that thin. Surely they're waiting for this news on the tariffs coming at midday, which is, I mean, again, just in my mind, you've got to be an absolutely mental president to just come out and say that on Truth Social, not prepare the market for it, not put it in, you know, in the news properly, just like, oh, dude, post on Truth Social, we're gonna release all the letters on the tariffs 3 days or 2 days early without really telling everyone. Madness. Absolute madness. Nothing surprises me anymore, though. The whip continues. Alex, on days like today, is there a reason you don't trade the ES instead of NQ? Yeah, I don't like moving over. I used to do that. I know it's probably an easier move over to trade the weakness, but I'd prefer to just sit still, trade one chart, not have to worry about changing all my ATM strategies and things like that. You know, on the good days, NQ will provide really nice volatility with really good range. So, you know, I'm happy to just sit and wait. ES about to attempt a break of low of day again. Let's see if NQ actually has any follow through. So there's a break of low of day again on ES. So constantly dripping lower. Do we have any follow through on the Qs? Yeah, but I don't think they're going to specifically help you, but I can. So it all depends on the size of account, your ATM strategy. So I'm not sure it will help you that much, but I basically set a stop loss between 60 and 90 and a take profit of around 120 tick wise, and I move them to my pivots as soon as I put the trade on. Anything else above, like beyond that, is all about what account you're trading and how many contracts you're trading. But I use it as a way of making sure my worst case scenario is set into the market, and then I move my stops and take profits based on pivots I'm looking at. Yeah. NQ just holding on here. How long we got left? 5 minutes. Holding on to previous week close and the Globex lows right now. Defending inside of its initial balance. It looks terrible. It looks absolutely terrible right now. Your follow through on the initial balance has been a whopping 20 points. Your reclaim of the initial balance has been a whopping 30 points. And this is shite. 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 Leave me alone. Don't bother. I don't want to do anything today. I want to trap traders. Don't bother with it. All right, do not bother with it. And there's the reclaim. That's what I mean, man. This is terrible market conditions. There is nothing you can do here. Just leave it alone. Right? I have not traded since this morning. I've left it since then. Don't even bother. The divergence is massive, absolutely massive. All I'd say is that NQ is showing an unwillingness to break down, and you have to respect that. You have to respect it. And you have Trump news coming in apparently 3.5 minutes. Whether he sticks to that or not is another thing, of course. He can always change his mind. Feels like shorts are caught here, in my opinion. Feels like shorts are caught here. Sellers at 30 and 35. I'm going to sit with you here just past lunch in case he does, for some reason, do an announcement on these tariffs. But I mean, I haven't seen a link for it. I haven't seen him say where he's going to do it. There's a squeeze. Like I said, feels like shorts are caught. There is the squeeze. So you got 14.45 up above. They're looking to get filled up there. Players at 40, 45, and 50. So still holding the RBS, the blue box down below, and trading up towards VWAP and New York Open. If we trade through, remember, if we trade through VWAP and New York Open, the target would be your opening range high, technically. Shorts definitely got trapped there on NQ. Never made a new low. That's the big divergence. Why I was saying I will not be touching this right now. It's too risky. Too risky when you get divergence play out like that. So sweep of the highs, pulling back now. Do they hold? Yes, we'll have a chance to make a higher low at this point on a 5-minute bar. I'd be very careful about the news which is about to hit if I was you. Allegedly about to hit. I mean, according to him, it's about to hit. But who knows what he says? I've got no idea what he's going to say here. It could be literally anything at this point. These are not like minor announcements based on the tariffs to just do at lunchtime on Monday, not really telling everyone. Bizarre. A new H1 bar coming here as well, folks. Just remember that. Yes, like I said, chance to make a higher low here. It's trying to make that higher low now at this point. There's your squeeze up to VWAP. Big gets through VWAP and New York Open, do not be surprised for it to rotate back towards high of day with all these shorts stuck at the lows at this point. Nice. There's VWAP. There's New York. I'm making too much money. I've got to close this account out. Stop. There we go. Took the long on the high low on my new trade day account, and you can see I just had to close it because I was making too much money there as it started to rip higher. Only because it's a 5-day pass at 30% consistency. So that's the only reason I closed that trade. But like I said, would not be surprised if they're stuck to trade up towards from here. There's your high low, through here, up to here, through here, up to here. It's very, very possible. And shorts are stuck at this point. Remember, shorts needed a breakdown of this low to get their cover point. They didn't get it. There's your W, there's your push, there's your pull in here. There's the long trigger. And now, if you were holding runners, you'd hold up to there. I can't because I was trading a trade day account and made too much money, so I had to close it. So here comes the squeeze. Is there any news? Has he actually posted anything he said he was going to do? I bet you're not. I bet you he's going to do nothing. Let me just read this statement on Truth, because I haven't even seen it shared anywhere else. Oh, it is funny. Where's it count? I'm pleased to announce the United States tariff letters and or deals with various countries from around the world will be delivered starting at 12 o'clock Eastern, Monday, 7th of July. Thank you for your attention on this matter. Where will you be posting it, Donald? Does anyone got a link for the most important information we've had this year? For the whole reason the market's squeezed up all year long because we paused these tariffs and we're now getting told that they're coming at midday thanks to the attention on this matter, but we know nothing about it. Are you for real? What a guy. What a guy. I don't know how the deadline can be August 1st. That would mean they've extended it. 90 days ends this week. Not, yeah, but how can he say that when it ends this week, the 9th? It ends on the 9th. It's crazy. Lack of clarity. Yeah. Mega confusing. I agree. Mega confusing for a reason. All right, it's holding VWAP here. It's holding New York Open here. It has potential to move higher here. Absolutely. If it wants to squeeze, high of day is not out the question, folks. If it wants to squeeze, high of day is not out the question. I'd say pivots into 63. Let me have a look at the book. Yeah, 63 makes sense. And then up into those sort of 75. So it definitely has potential to squeeze up here. Holding that New York Open. You can see it's holding New York Open here. Too much sun coming into this room. Give me a second. So potential flag and go here up for high of day versus that sort of VWAP and New York Open. Potential flag and go towards high of day versus VWAP and New York Open. That's potentially what's setting up here. You're in lunch, and obviously your risk parameters right now are headlines. Headline risk parameters. You see how much easier it is when they move and sync. Like, look at the ES. Look what's happened. Look why we're trading upside. Did we get that higher low on ES? Yes. Are we getting a 5-minute breakout? Yes. It's much easier when they're in sync. show you what I mean. I'm always watching this on the other screen. There's your drip down. There's your high low. There's the push. Oh, it's a shame. I've made too much money there. That's annoying. I'm going to make it harder for myself. Oh, well, whatever. So 50s here, holding. Like I said, there's probably flag play up towards here, 63. And if we get through that, up here. RBS level held all day long. Off that 5-day moving average, you can see it right here. 5-day moving average, this blue line. Kept absorbing it. It never gave, oh, don't want that far. It never gave this move. Didn't even sweep, which is kind of nasty. But now we're in a balanced day here. That's your range on the day. So we're coming up to the top of the balance towards 60s. To see if they want to extend it above 60s, if they find a bid here to come and take these players out. Remember, this is true supply. This is what I was saying. I would not be surprised if we need to get up here before seeing a rejection, because this is really where the trap volume is from Thursday last week. I think I'm done here, folks. It's so risky now, not knowing when he's going to turn up or why or how or any of those. Got any coffee? There we go. I'll be right back. Oh my God, can't get this thing on. I give up. Oh, hopefully today at least made sense to you. Why I was saying here you had to be very careful on ES. One of you was calling for previous day low, and at this point here, I didn't really love the previous day low look because we're building a reason to go higher, defending what initial balance opening range. What's the normal trade from here? Here to view up, here to view up. You would need this under here, which never came. At this point here, we also had confluence with ES because ES did this move, this move, this move, and finally made a higher low at the same point as here and here, which is why I played that upside move on one of my eval accounts. Again, I haven't risked any of my PA accounts this morning since that first trade. I locked in like small scalp, like $1,000 across all those 10 accounts, like 100 in each, and then just left it, traded the evals after that. Just trying to trade another 8 days. Took another 10,000 out the market last Thursday. And we just see if we can get another decent trade day. Some of them now, let's have a look. Some of them now I'm into a kind of area where I might be able to get a bit more lax on the rules. I hate this thing Apex has done with the, I mean, I get it. It's to protect us, but I hate this authenticator. It's annoying. But I know it's for the best. I know they're just doing right by their customers, but it annoys me. Where do I go? Request payout. Yeah, so some of them are at payout number 4, payout number 5, payout number 3, payout number 3, payout number 3, payout number 2. So some of them soon. Payout number 6, can I take it all? Or is it after payout 6? How does that work if I've had five approved? I'm trying to remember. All right. Is some news coming here? Are we going to get some news here, Donald? I can't see anything. Dare I say it without upsetting any of you here, but I would say it's fairly irresponsible to do what he's done and said this morning. I'd say it's fairly irresponsible. Just put traders on edge. It's a hard enough job as it is. Everyone would have been trying to position themselves for the 9th this morning, as in unwinding positions that they might need to unwind, you know, taking profits in some of those, maybe setting up some hedge. Doing a tweet like that out of the blue is, like I said, regardless of who you vote for, I would say borderline irresponsible. Recovery here, so still holding this old trend line. Sorry, the New York. I'm going to get rid of this trend line. I don't think we need it now. So absorbing on New York and VWAP. I think that's it, folks. I'm trying to find a reason to stay here right now. We haven't hit the 100 likes, unfortunately. We got a couple trades this morning. The easiest one, I think, was the morning breakdown. I think it was just this. We just took this very, very simple. I think I took it twice over the same trade. This to here, and then this to here. And then that was it. And then we took a long. Where's your IB long? Did I have one more go here? I can't remember. And then this to here, and this, up into this, and that's it. They're scalps. They're scalpy trades. Why are they scalpy trades? Do we all understand why they're scalpy trades? Really simple. They're scalpy trades because of this, right? This is your range. This is Thursday. Remember, Friday was inside this. We are inside Friday. It's not showing Friday because it wasn't a proper trade day. So we have two inside bars, technically. Friday, piss off. Friday and Monday. So we're building out liquidity here. If we get this move here, this is probable. If we use this as a flag and we have positive news from Donald, this is possible. Okay, this will build the liquidity out inside that Thursday bar. Thursday's bar is very, very, very important because it's all-time high and a breakout. Think about what happened Thursday. Breakout, all-time high. Friday, not showing, but is in here, and today in here. So either we do same again, or we get this. All right, that's what's selling up for the week. I would imagine a top is in the market. If not now, very, very soon. Only because of where we are. In fact, I'm not even going to show you on there. It's just moved to a daily chart. Move you into here. You see that? All right, only because of this. I would not be surprised to see this market pull back into this kind of area with the 20-day. If we went risk off Q4, I'd not be surprised to see this either here or here. All right, and I would love that. Selfishly, I've talked about it. I would love to be scooping longs in here for this for the next 5 years, right? That'd be a 3 to 5 year trade, because at the moment, this is being and going down as the most hated V-shaped recovery of all time. Why? Because hedge funds were all long from here and bidding up, and got caught in this. And because we've not offered them a pullback to get long into, they are sat in cash right now. You can read tons of reports. There is billions and billions and billions of dollars waiting to buy this market, and they do not want to buy up here. They need a pullback, ideally to the 200-day for them to really load up. So I would love the market to give this at some point this year. It's asking a lot at this point, unfortunately. It was more probable from here to here, probably. But look, that's what I'm going to wait for. That's what I'm going to look for. If we can get a deep pullback intraday over the next 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, I'll be thinking about how can I get the market down to here. And long term, I'll be thinking about how much can I accumulate here to go higher long term. All right, so that's what I'm looking for the market to do. If we have a market top in, either now or coming, remember we're reacting to the top Bollinger Bands, we create maybe one more sweep, whatever, then I think we get a nice pullback, especially when you think about the news coming over the next week or so. But let's see. We cannot fight the tape. If it doesn't want to do it, it doesn't want to do it. Oh my God. That makes sense to everyone? Any questions before I leave? I'm going to get off. Going to enjoy my day. Lots on at the moment. New website being built. Well, you can see flowzonetrader.com is being built. There's another part to that website coming soon. A blog with some education coming soon. Some new courses coming soon. Lots that I'm working on. All right, sounds like you're all good. I'll just give you a little look at the book so you can see before I sign off. Hopefully you can see much of that. Let me scroll this in. Let me do this for you so you can see. These are the key levels. All right, just look at this. This is passive buyers and sellers on the book. So you've got a seller up at 80. I think he's the highest placed seller. He is. All right, so you've got a seller, up at 60. 80 lot, 23,060s. You got some sellers into 23,000, and you've got main bids down at 22,087, 22,875, 850. Nothing really below. All right, so that's the range. If you need to mark those out, do them now. This right here is your volume on the day. So we're really trading between 887 and 300. Right, that's it. That's your volume really on the day, and most of it is happening right here, right now. Looks like news has just hit the tape. That is aggressive selling. You can see it coming in right here. That looks like news to me. Very aggressive selling here. Very, very aggressive. Back down to initial balance. ES back down to 5-day moving average here. Not sure what's being said. I'm going to assume it's over tariffs. If he's going to talk about tariffs, I'll stay here for a second with you. $25% tariff on Japan. Is he going to do the same with everyone here? Market's thinned right out here, folks. Be very, very, very careful. It's thinned right out. $25% on South Korea. It looks like it's going to be 25% across the board. This is not good. This is very bad news for the market. Remember, at the moment, we're at 10% across the board. Major sales. Big puke out. Here comes the news. It's going to be 25% across the board. There's previous day low now taken on ES as well. Low hanging fruit's been taken, folks. If we're going to get expansion, we're going to go much lower if they're truly going to expand. Otherwise, we go back into range. Be very careful here with the news, all right? It's very volatile. More expansion here. Edge of the box here. On my higher time frame. We've now cleaned out everyone. The next level, if you're going to trade further downside, is 820s. Here's your break again. 820s is possible here, folks. Be very careful. 25% tariff on Japan and South Korea so far announced. That's what you're looking at. Waiting to see if there's more tariffs announced here. Remember, 25% is a huge amount. Why? Because we're currently at 10s. Keep refreshing here. Keep refreshing, looking for more news. Big puke out. I'm in this short. Seeing if we can get any more here. I'm just trading an eval account here. Breaking down here. More continuation. Beautiful. Fresh low of day here. All the buyers today now starting to get stuck. Looking for continuation lower. Into like the 800s. Previous week open was 750s. Major pivot low is all the way down at 600s, by the way. Starts at 640 and goes down to 580s. If Japan raises tariffs, they're going to be added another 25%. Trying to read this letter that he's just put out. It's mainly just on Japan so far. Okay, so we stole the liquidity there. Previous day low right here. This is Thursday's low. When I say previous day low, came right into Thursday's low. Finding a bid. So I locked in there on my apex. Big squeeze up here. Yeah, I was just reading those letters now. How much do I need to make on a 250k? Is it 15,000 on Apex? Have to look. $15,000, yeah. All right. Slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. Okay, so that last pop up into VWAP. Found a sell. Trading around that previous day low right now. Remember, next pivot's all the way down here. If they react to these lows, we can trade down to here. If they start to reclaim, don't be surprised if we go squeezy. Remember, volatility. We are trading volatility right now in this market. Anything can happen. You do not know what he's going to say. Nice, Raphael. ES trying to reclaim the old low. Potential breakdown coming here. They will need, again, remember how shorts work. They will need a breakdown of the low. Failing to get a breakdown of the low will cause shorts to get squeezed. This is the same story over and over and over again. Watch your size, watch your ATR here, folks. ES approaching the low. Remember, if we snap this, shorts will get what they want and you will get continuation. If they fail to break the low, then they will get squeezed out. Where's the people on the book? 800 even right now. Feel like I'm trapping more volume here. Book very, very thin. Over to this one. The worry will be across the board is if he's going to put 25% on everyone. That will be the worry. That will be what people are thinking right now. If this is like the standard procedure. And people really care about what's he going to put on China? What's he going to put in Europe? And what's he going to put on China? Imagine just posting letters like that on Truth Social. It's a weird world we live in. So failing to break the lows there. This is where shorts will get stuck if they fail to get a breakdown of the lows, remember. Talk about this all the time. It's the same setup over and over again. Shorts need a bear flag to break down a new low of day, which currently it's not doing. ES is traded back inside previous day low, hugging 5-day moving average right now. Spiders reclaiming 5-day moving average. QQQ trading back up to its initial balance, bouncing off 5-day moving average. We just talked about that when I was about to leave. We literally just talked about it. Shorts will need a breakdown of the low. If they don't get it, they will be forced to cover and they will get squeezed out. It's just how the market works. Back towards previous day low. This is shorts chance. Now or never for them. They will need this to break the low. Otherwise, they are going to get squeezed. I promise you. Protecting PDL. It's not a good look for shorts here right now. They're having another attempt. They need a break of 80s. They need a breakdown here, the shorts. They are desperate for a breakdown here. Hovering around that previous day low. It might reclaim it here. If they get the breakdown, they get what they want. They're in the money. If they don't, this will squeeze higher, reclaim initial balance, and go on a bit of a tear. But you've got to say that news is not good. It does care about the tariff. It can't move straight down, Raphael. It absolutely cares about the tariffs. Are you crazy? This whole market is based on tariffs right now. The squeeze up is based on the pause in the tariffs for the last 3 months. The huge drop in the market is based on the tariffs. It's digesting right now. And it's waiting for the next piece of news. He's only announced tariffs on 2 countries. The major ones people want to know is EU and China. China's huge. Absolutely cares about the tariffs. It's hugging the 5-day moving average right now. I wonder if that's it. I wonder if he just going to drip feed the letters out over the next few days. And shorts did not get the breakdown that they wanted here. They needed this breakdown of here. It's not happening. So let's see how it acts once it gets to these VWAPs. If it starts to reclaim, and shorts can get squeezed. But technicals first. Technicals matter. I was ready to leave here, but I'll wait. If we're going to get volatility, I will wait. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, Miguel. All right, bouncing between IB, PD out, IB, PD out. Mag all in a sell other than Meta, still holding up very, very strong right now. Rest of the mag in a sell. Looking to see where the edges are. Cannot see many orders with size on the edge. They're stuck at that same level, the 900s. Same level all morning, sticky level all morning long. Things are all right, Miguel. Tyson, been a bit slow. Can you let me know, Coop? So ES trying to drive into 78, 79, 80. It's where a lot of volume sat there waiting to be filled right now on the sell side. NQ probably trying to get up to 925 here. Do they just go and squeeze all the way back up for that Newsweek high? That's what I'm now wondering. This one up here. They go on a big old squeeze out for that. Wouldn't surprise me. It's a potential full recovery here if it wants to. ES trading back into where it failed from. VIX still trading at 18s. Volatility's steadily climbing up today. We did take low-hanging fruit, remember? Oh, near enough on here, but we took all this out. That was key. I'd say the 880s, the bottom of this, was Friday's lows. That was key. We did just sweep that. Do they have any more downside in here? There's IB again being tested. 5-day being tested on the ES here. Books just stacked both sides with small orders, so no real edge at the moment, I'd say. I want to get out of here, so if it slows down, I'll use that as my way of leaving. Even this is not that great, folks. It might look like big, but think about the initial balance, which is here. I guess that's a 60 point and a recovery. We trade through here. We've cut all these highs. It might want to come forward, which is gross, but you have to respect it. It's reclaimed this. Until you see a push, fail, I can't really be thinking about downside. All right. I'm not going to sit here and watch this. Buyers on the tape here, 905, 902, 900. Made my money today. Made too much money. That's actually really annoyed me. Because now I'm going to have to make $3,900 instead of $3,000. That's my fault, but you know, whatever. It is what it is. I could try losing some money, but then I'm going to eat into my trail. So that's the bad thing, but it's all right. That's my fault. All right, going to get out of here. Trading back into IB here. Remember, if they keep holding this, we can potentially squeeze up and take this Newsweek high out. Otherwise, this is a push to sell. But you know, you've got a lot of moving parts, let's say, at the moment. Lots and lots of moving parts at the moment. They just sold through all those buyers fairly aggressively there. I will be back same time tomorrow. Just be very careful here. If it starts to make a higher low, then the shorts again will get stuck. You know how that works. We go over it all the time. Otherwise, there might be a continuation trade for you. But just be smart. And I'd also say just watch the spread. If the volatility goes up, the spread might increase. So just be smart there. And we'll go over everything else tomorrow. Everyone in Discord, I'll catch you in there maybe for a little bit this afternoon. But again, probably done what I needed to do today. Talk soon. Trade safe. Be kind to each other. Use hard stops. I'll speak real soon.